Hey, this is Jason from Ingested, and you're watching That Metal Interview.
That Metal Interview.
A brutal death metal band. You might call it deathcore. Awesome music. These guys sing about murder, vengeance, and domination, stuff like that. Deathcore is our subject and our band for today. Ingested is the band we are focusing on this episode. The UK metal band Ingested is here with us. We have vocalist and frontman Jason Evans to promote the band's most recent album, The Tide of Death and Fractured Dreams. A killer title there for us metal heads. I want to show you guys a video from this album. This is Ingested's new music video, Endless Machine. Be right back. If you listen to regular rock, this might be too heavy for you. You might be on the wrong music channel. But you are more than welcome. I'm just speaking for myself here. These are my 2 cents. Ingested is a deathcore band with crazy beats, crazy riffs, as I asked Jason of and about in this exclusive interview with Ingested. So anyways, let's go directly to the chat with Jason of Ingested. Enjoy. Where are you? What part of the world are you at?
Manchester, UK, home sweet home.
Very cool. So let's speak of your new album, right?
Yeah, man.
The Tide of Death and Fractured Dreams. What a title, man. Where'd that come from?
That came from a lyric in one of the songs. I believe it's Endless Machine. Our guitarist, Sean, wrote the lyrics for that song, and that was a line in that song. And when me and Lynn, our drummer, read that line, we were like, whoa, like that's a pretty heavy line, that, like, and we felt that it kind of completely encapsulates the journey of Ingested up until this point, up until this album. So we felt like it was a perfect album title, and we kind of ummed and ahed about it, you know, because it's a little bit of a long title. But then we thought, when have we ever given a shit what other people think? So if we want to call the album that, then that's what the album's being called.
Right? It sounds badass to me, so it's a awesome title.
Thanks.
So how about the making of this album? Who starts the process here? Who throws the first stone, you know? Do you come up with lyrics first, or somebody comes up with a riff, or?
It's usually Sean, our guitarist, will write music first. But the way we work is we're always kind of in a cycle of writing all the time. It like never ends. Like, it's not like we just sit down and we're like, oh, we're going to write an album or anything. It's never like that. It's just like we're always just constantly writing. So as soon as we finish writing one album, we just start writing another album like immediately.
Really?
Which is pretty good, because it just means that we've just got tons and tons and tons of songs. Like,
wow.
But me and Sean both write lyrics. Lynn obviously writes his drum parts, but Sean structures the songs and he writes all the riffs and stuff. So it usually starts with Sean if we're writing a song.
And you guys got some crazy riffs, crazy ideas, and the whole Ingested sound is just metal all the way. So where's this come from? What's the inspiration here? Who are your heroes, or where's this coming from?
I think a lot of it is to do with like our background and our upbringing and the environment from which we've all come from. Like, we're all working class guys. We're all from working class backgrounds. Do you know what I mean? I'm from a council estate in Manchester. I never grew up with money or anything like that, but it was always instilled that if you want something that badly, go out and earn it and work for it and make sacrifices for it. And I think, like, growing up in that kind of environment, it gives you like a thick skin and an aggression and like a chip on your shoulder, and you always feel like you've got a point to prove and stuff like that. And I think that's why our music is so aggressive and why our music is so intense. I think it's like such a huge part of where we're from. As far as heroes growing up, I mean, obviously it's like Pantera, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's always going to be Pantera. But I mean, for me personally, what inspired me, still inspires me the most is Oasis, the rock band Oasis, because they're literally from like 10 minutes from my house.
Oh,
like,
really?
They were, and they grew up exactly the same as me. They grew up on a council estate in Manchester, no money, and then they had a dream, and look at what they did with it. They ended up being one of the biggest rock bands in the world.
They blew
and
up,
it's like, yeah, but it's like, to me, seeing that happening when I was growing up in the 90s was like, oh my God, that means that people like me can do it. Do you know what I mean? You can like do what you want to do, like, and make it into a career. So for me, like, I would say musically, obviously, it's like bands like Cannibal Corpse and Dying Fetus and Devourment and Suffocation, and then
Yeah.
Pantera, Slipknot, Lamb of God, like, you know, all the good stuff, Slayer. But like as far as like actually showing me that people like me can go out there and do it, like I'd say Oasis, man. Like it's a bit of a weird one for a death metal band to say as an influence, but not really a musical influence, but like just sort of like inspiring.
Inspiration. Yeah, that tells you that no matter how much money is in your pocket, or if you got $1 or $2,000 in your pocket, don't matter. If you got that passion and you want to go out there and make a band, and like you said, anybody can do it.
Yeah,
It don't
exactly.
matter from background or anything. So at what point did you know that you had that voice? How did you find out? Were you in a car with your parents, or or what happened there?
Well, basically, I decided that I wanted to be in a band when I was about age 14. And I watched the Pantera home videos for the very first time. And I was just like, oh my God, that is it. That is what I want to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was just like, I just knew I wanted to be in a band. This is what I want to do. And basically, I got a guitar. So I begged my mum like for a guitar, right? And like I said, we didn't have like any money or anything. So she saved up for ages. And I had to put some birthday money towards it. And I got a really, really cheap second-hand guitar from like a pawn shop called Cash Converters.
Yeah.
And it was only like 50 quid. Like, but it was shit, like obviously, but like I just wanted to play guitar, so I just wanted to do something. So got this guitar, tried lessons, tried learning it, stuck it out for like a year, maybe a year and a half, and I was just shit. You know, like when you just can't get it. Like I just couldn't do it. So and then I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Oh, drums, I'll play drums. So then basically the same thing over and over again, like begging for a drum set. I took so my auntie had like been saving money up for me in like a bank account, in a savings account for like my whole life. Like, and I was like 15 at this point. And obviously she's saving that money up for like so I could like go to college or go to university or something like that. And I was like, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So I got like 200 quid out of this account, and she was not happy about it. And then I bought some cheap little shitty drum kit, and then I tried playing that for a few years. And I mean, I was all I could like do a thrash beat, and I could do like double kick and that, and but still I was still shit. Like, and anyway, I was like playing for like I was playing drums for like some sort of like grunge rock sort of like indie band or whatever in college. I was about 17 at this point. And then one of my friends was like, "Oh, do you know anyone that can do like death metal vocals, like grindcore vocals or anything like that? Because I've joined like a death metal band." And I was just like, I'll do it. Like, bearing in mind I'd never done any vocals ever in my life. But I was just like, no, I'll do it. Like, because I just wanted to be in a metal band. Like, and I was like, I could do it. I could do it. So I'd never done vocals before, ever. Had no idea what I was doing. And I was like, he says, oh, go home and can you record yourself like doing some vocals and send it over? And I was like, don't know, I'll see. Like, so I get home, I go into my mum's bedroom because that's where she had a PC. And this was like back in the day. So it was like, do you remember them like shitty like desk microphones that you
Oh
used to
yeah,
talk
yeah,
on like AOL Messenger and
yeah.
Yahoo Messenger and shit? So that was the microphone that we had. And I basically just screamed "Ruined" by Lamb of God down this microphone. It sounded like shit. And then I sent it to him. I was like, yo, I've done this, like check this out. And then they invited me in for like an audition, like to come round and practice with them. And I gets there, and the guitarist of my band, Ingested, Sean, was there, and he was the guitarist for this band. So I just start singing some Decapitated songs, and then I start rehearsing with them, and that band would eventually become like Ingested, like a few years later.
Wow.
But that's how I started doing vocals. I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't have any idea what I'm doing. Like even 20 years later, yeah, I'm still learning on the job. But that's what it's been. It's just been learning on the job. Like I just had to figure it out because there wasn't like nowadays. It's like there's all like these vocal teachers and like all these YouTube tutorials and shit. And there was none of that when I started. It was just like figure it out. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
you got to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was it. It was just determination of knowing what I wanted to do. Didn't know what role I was gonna play, but I
Cool
just
story.
knew that that's what I wanted to be. So yeah, I've
So,
just found a way.
so how long did you guys do the club circuit, if you will, before getting signed? Or would it take a while for a label to come around? Or
Um, well, we became ingested and started ingested in 2006, and then I think it was about 2.5 years, and then we got signed by an indie label called Siege of Amida Records, which is where we released our first two albums. And then after that, we got signed by Century Media and did an album there. And then we moved over to Unique Leader Records. And then we were there for a long time. We released quite a lot of material there. And then we felt like we got to a point where we'd kind of hit the glass ceiling at that point. And we felt like there was there wasn't really anywhere to go. So we had to basically make the decision, and then we moved over to Metal Blade Records, and here we are. So,
Metal
but
Blade?
yeah, I think we played. Wow, we were still playing. The thing is, we were still playing the like club circuit, I guess. Like even when we were signed to Siege of Amida Records, we still play club shows now and stuff. So,
Oh, very
but
cool.
yeah,
Cool story right there. So, I've seen your show on YouTube. I haven't caught you guys live yet. I will though. You guys have just a ton of energy. You go
yeah,
out there and you just blow up the stage, and you guys are back and forth, and you're just a bomb.
yeah.
The crowd's into it, and it's the full show. You know, do you guys have energy at the end of the show to meet a fan, or do you guys sometimes say, you know what, I'm done for the day, I'm going to the van, or
Most days, always like we'll always go and hang out. Like we usually like go and hang out by the merch stall and like see if anybody wants to say hi or anything, because it's just like it's little things like that where it's like you don't get many opportunities to give back to your fans. Like so if it's like stuff like just taking a photo or shaking someone's hand or saying hello or signing something, like do you know what I mean? It's so easy to make someone's day and give them something that they'll remember. Do you know what I mean? So we always try. I mean, sometimes. I mean, like if it's been like a long tour or it's been a bad day or I'm feeling a little bit ill or whatever, then maybe I'll just go, oh, I'm gonna leave it tonight, guys. Like, do you know what I mean? Because obviously I've got to keep myself healthy on tour, because otherwise I won't be able to perform. Like so,
right?
but most days, like nearly every day. I mean, it's got to be something basically something will have had to have gone wrong for to stop us from going saying hello and meeting fans after the show and that, because we don't do the meet and greet thing. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather just say hello and say thanks for buying a t-shirt and a ticket to the show. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that means a lot to a fan.
yeah, of course.
So speaking of your voice and all that, how do you keep your voice intact on the road? Do you drink certain teas, or you
Yeah,
just drink a beer, or what do you do?
I mean I'll have a couple of beers, like, but I mean that's more of a treat, isn't it? That's but yeah, like usually I'll drink lots of throat coat tea with loads of honey in it. Sometimes a bit of lemon juice. I use a thing called a vocal mist, which is like a nebulizer, which sort of it it's like a steam mask sort of thing, but it has like saline in it, and it just kind of keeps everything moist and hydrated, like in your sinuses and in your throat and stuff like that. Other than that, just warming up before every show, like warming down after a show. and trying not to talk too much through the day. Like that's the big one, is actual vocal rest. So like when you're milling around during the day waiting for the show to start, it's just like try not to talk too much. Do you know what I mean? Just try and give yourself rest, and just make sure you get plenty of sleep as well, because that's when your voice does most of its healing.
Very important, huh? Yep.
Yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, like the thing is, it's like back in the day, I didn't have to do anything like that because I was so much younger, and like you're more invincible. Do you know what I mean? When you're younger, and you can just do it. You can do it all night. You can be screaming all night. You can drink all night. You can get up in the morning, do it all over again for like a month, and it'd be fine. I'm 37 now, so it's like if I try doing that, it's over. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like I do have to. That's something that I've had to do more. Like basically, as soon as I started to hit 30, that was the point where I had to really like start taking care of myself and stuff.
Yeah, you got to slow down a bit. I saw your videos you guys put out there. Paragon of Purity and Pantheon. If that's the right pronunciation. Good, badass stuff. Where do you guys shoot these videos at, and who's the director here?
We always work with a guy called Loki Films. He's been our videographer since we released Invidious, which was years ago. So yeah, we always work with him, and because we have such a great relationship with him, we're always kind of on the same wavelength when it comes to what we want in our music videos. Like he always knows exactly what we're thinking. Like if I try to explain something to him, he'll know exactly what I mean, even if I don't explain it well. So yeah, it's great working with him. Yeah, we're both like very big horror movie fans. So when it comes to like gore and things like that and special effects, like we both think alike. We both know exactly what it is that we're trying to achieve. So it's great working with him. All the special effects and the props and masks and stuff from like our latest video, Pantheon, like I made all them myself as well. Like,
wow,
so
cool.
I did all of that. Which was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool, like, because I love that kind of stuff. So being able to, like, do it all myself and just figure stuff out and see what I could do, like, it was great fun.
It's awesome. Do you enjoy shooting videos? Because I've talked to several artists like yourself, and there's some that don't enjoy being out there for hours and hours shooting the same scenes over and over for days sometimes. Are you one to enjoy that, or do you hate that?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Well, depending on what it is. If it's like a narrative shoot where there's like Pantheon, where it's like there's something going on and we're out in the wilderness and we're just like filming stuff, like that's great fun, and doing all the special effects and stuff, that's cool. If it's just like a performance video, then I don't like doing that, because it's just boring, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You're just doing the same, like you said, you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, like, and nothing changes. But like when it's like all special effects and you're doing like location shooting and there's a story, so you can do a little bit of acting or whatever, like that's cool. That's good fun, because that's, I don't know, it's just a bit more involved, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's not as monotonous.
Yeah. So you guys are about to hit the road with Fallujah, Bovadinia, and Melancholia. That's the right pronunciation.
Yeah.
You guys excited for that? That's the dumb question.
Yeah, buzzing. I'm super excited. I'm excited to go out on a headline tour, which means that we get to play more songs than when we're on support tours. I'm excited to play the new songs because the album will be out by then. The album's out on April 5th. I'm excited to tour with bands that we've not toured with before. Like, we know Vulvadinia and Fallujah and that, but we've never toured with them, so that'll be exciting. And I'm just excited to see what happens, because we, like, over the past year, last year, we did 2 really high profile death metal and deathcore tours. Like, we supported Cannibal Corpse and Dark Funeral early on last year, and then late on last year we supported Lorna Shore, which are 2 huge tours. So we were playing in front of thousands and thousands of people in Europe last year. So I'm excited to see how that affects the turnout to our shows, and see if, like, we see a lot more returning fans, basically, like new fans from the past 2 tours that we've done. That'll be exciting.
Well, how about the set list, Jason?
Yeah.
Uh, how many new jams on there? How many new tracks you guys throwing in there? That's a good one,
I
huh?
believe there's three new songs, and then this set that we're doing is like there's so many songs from so many different ones of our albums like in this set, like because we've really tried to, because obviously we wanted to play some of the new ones because the new album's out, so that's a given. But what we really wanted to do was we wanted to give all of our fans, new and old, a bit of everything. So everyone's getting something that they want at least. Do you know what I mean? So I think we've picked songs from over, I think it's 6 albums, and it's a hell of a set. It's a hell of a set. Like it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, these songs that we haven't played for ages as well, which is nice because that's always fun as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got songs from the first album. We've got songs from Architect of Extinction, from Level Above Human, from
A lot of stuff.
She's Lie Still, from Where Only Gods May Tread. Like we're hitting nearly everything, so it should be fun.
So wherever I turn, I see ingested on social media. You guys are on a buzz here. What do you think it is? I mean, of course, you got a badass show, you got badass music, but what do you point it at? What's going on here? Why are you guys getting all that fame all of a sudden? I'm looking at it. I can see it.
I think it's a combination of all of those things that you just said. I think it's a combination of our music. I think it's a combination of our live show, our reputation. I think it's because we're very real as well. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no airs and graces with us. Like we are who we are. Like, and we're not trying to be anything else. I think a lot of people are very fake, like nowadays. Do you know what I mean? You can tell as well. Like, whereas we're just like whatever. Like, but I think the main reason is because we work so damn hard. Like, we work so hard. We've got a work ethic that means that basically every time we're in a room with any other band, like we want to be the hardest workers. Do you know what I mean? We want to outwork everyone. I think that goes back to, like I said before, it's that background, it's that working class background, it's that attitude that we have, where it's like we've never been given any help, we've never been given any leg ups. Like, do you know what I mean? We were always the black sheep of the scene. Yeah. We were always told that we weren't good enough. Oh, you'll never be able to do this, you'll never be able to do that. And then it's basically given us a big chip on our shoulder and a fuck you attitude, and now we just do things to prove that we can. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like telling us we can't do something or that we're not good enough. That is like the worst thing you can do to us. Because all we're going to do now is like put all of our energy into showing you that you're wrong.
You're doing it. I can see it on stage. I can see it. You guys are going out there 100%, 110%, and you're just out there 110%. I'll say it over and over. You guys are badass sets, man. Badass music, crazy riffs. And I wanted to mention your drummer, Lynn, man. Where did he come from? It's just crazy. He's badass.
Where did he come from? He came from the valleys of Wales. He came from the valleys of Wales. Like, I think they're built different there. But yeah, he was. Well, we met Lynn. Me and Sean met Lynn about 2 years after me and Sean were in a band together, and then we met Lynn when he was playing for a band called Decapity. And they were playing in Manchester, and we were just like, we saw him play drums, and we were just like, what the fuck? Basically. And then basically we had to steal him. so we were like, yo, come over here, we can play this kind of music with us if you want. And then he did, and the rest is history. Like, but yeah, he's a crazy talent, man. Like, he's crazy talented.
He's just a beast. He might be half human, maybe. He's not a real human.
Right.
He's somewhat robotic. But the thing is though, he can play these like insane speeds and like he can play drums like a madman. But then when you look at him, it looks like it's nothing. Like he's not even trying. And
Right.
it's like people are always like, he looks like he's bored, and it's like he's just
Yeah. Yeah.
like, but his face is dead straight. But it's like if you ask him, he's like, "Nah, it's not. It's hard." He's like, "I'm concentrating. That's why."
Wow. So, Jason, what's next for the band after this European tour? What's on your agenda here?
Well, obviously we've got the album out, Tied to Death and Fractured Dreams, out April 5th through Metal Blade Records. Get your pre-orders in now.
Right.
Then April 17th, the European and UK headline tour kicks off. That runs all the way through April and May. After that, we're going to have more singles from the album, more music videos from the album. Then we've got a couple more tours that haven't been announced yet, so I can't actually say anything, but they're great. So everybody's going to be super happy all over the world. Like, it's a great year to be an Ingested fan. So exciting things, and it's going to be another busy year. But every year of ours is busy, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Do you know what I mean? I live for this. So
Awesome. So, you guys doing badass and awesome music. Jason, I'll let you go, and I know you got other things to do, and hopefully catch you guys in Texas soon.
all right, I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Cheers for your time, and thanks for the interview. Appreciate it.
Metal Blade strikes again. Endless Machine is the most recent video and single off of their brand new album, The Tide of Death and Fractured Dreams, which dropped on April 5th of 2024 this year. And you guys can stream it now. You guys have full access of this album for this album. And you guys can catch Ingested on the road in a European tour that they were about to kick off in the UK. You can catch the dates on their socials, of course. They're going to hit the road with Fallujah, Vulvodynia, and Melancholia are the other bands that are to support Ingested on this European 2024 tour, as Jason also talks about. And this is just fucking brutal metal for you guys and for me, so very cool. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for your time, and thank you for spending time with That Metal Interview, the people's favorite rock metal podcast. And on behalf of your friend James from the state of Texas, and I'm still spinning around the sun even through this eclipse that we just went through. Anyways, thank you guys for supporting the podcast, your favorite podcast. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you to all the artists that have been a part of this show. Much appreciated. Thank you to the PRs and the record labels who support metal. And thank you to the fans, of course. Don't forget to keep it metal.
That Metal Interview.